Okay, welcome. Last week I showed you a tool that I built that everybody was asking me about in our last challenge because I built it for me to make it easier for me to create without the mental strain of having to do all the things. So today I want to show you really quickly how your three mistakes or challenges that we're doing within our carousels that are killing them. I'm going to fix them live and I'm going to show you how to build quickly in front of you today. So if your content is good, but it's just not getting the traction that it should be, one of these three things is usually the reason. So stay to the end because I'm going to show you about next week on how we can fix it all. So first of all, who here is constantly creating, but really sometimes struggling to get the attraction that they want, whether it's the engagement, the calls, the DMs, that kind of thing, because this is what we're going to be focusing on today. Okay, so the three mistakes that I see happen all the time is mistake number one is the best lines are getting cut off. So Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, wherever you're doing it, there is very much a cropping section on your form. And so what you're going to do is your post gets looking really great while you're creating it on your phone, but then it gets cropped out. Well, it's too far beyond one side, or your strongest line is missing, or your hook is that you work so hard on is completely gone. And that should never happen. So we really want to encourage that you are putting your carousels in the right position. Okay, so because once you design this perfect, beautiful design, it should be exactly how you had it in your head, designed it. We want people to see it, understand it, and get along with it. So the fix that keeps your hook inside that safe zone every single time is also what I built into this tool without having to think about it. Okay, mistake number two is you look like a different person each week, right? Your business looks different, your brand looks different. And this is something that I have struggled with a lot because I am not a design expert, right? I'm not a branding expert. So I was like, okay, I'm going to grab this font, I'm going to grab this picture, I'm going to grab this color, and I just kind of Frankenstein it all together. And that is a struggle because if you pull up your last 9-10 posts in your head or look online right now, usually different fonts, different colors, new look each week. The stranger who doesn't know you is looking at that being like, well, wait a minute, I don't really understand. Or even worse, you don't look like a professional. You don't look like you've been in business long enough. Maybe you're an amateur, right? And consistency really is not boring. We want that cohesiveness across the board. It's the one thing that's going to tell that stranger who may not know you or that person who's a bit of a warm lead to you who you are and what you're all about, right? That is super important. That single solitary cohesiveness across the board is your brand telling your audience to trust you with the same colors, the same fonts every single week. That repetitiveness is the trust, and that's the beautiful thing. So mistake number three is a blank page tags. Okay, so this is the one that costs a lot. Every time you start from a blank page on Canva and you have to think to yourself, what am I going to post? How is it going to look? Where are my fonts? Where are my colors? That tax that you pay is so big because it's not just about the time, it's about the mental capacity, right? So which font, which colors, which logos does it go on? What is that going to do? These decisions over and over and over again, right? And all of a sudden an hour's gone and we still don't have anything that looks like us. That decision is a tax, and that's not something we want to be doing as business owners who have other things we need to be making decisions on, not the design, right? We don't want to pay for that every single week. So what are you going to do about that? The best thing I can tell you is that I stopped paying that tax when I created my own tool. I created my own font, brand, on brand work so that I didn't have to think anymore. I didn't have to make those decisions. The biggest thing I had to think about was what I was going to put in it, but the reality is it just happened super, super quickly. So now instead of taking an hour, 45 minutes, I can do it in under 5. Right? And this is the beautiful thing. So I'm going to quickly share with you guys what that looks like, because for me, that is how I keep my sanity every single week when I'm designing these things. And that is the bigger piece than anything else. That is the most important part of how this works. So let me just share my screen quickly here. I'm going to show you guys the tool. You guys saw it last week. I just wanted to give you an idea of how it works. So remember I was telling you about the different mistakes that we make, right? So one of those things is making sure that we keep that grid crop guideline. So it's up here in that picture. Okay, let me just show you on a white one so you can see it. It's not to be moved around because you want to make sure your information is there. Mistake number one, we fix that with this tool. Okay, so once you have, in my case, I have these different colors, these different options, and I can upload an image to do any of those things. So let's go with this one. Okay, you are then already going. There's no decision to be made. The only simple one is, do I want to do a color or do I want to do a picture today? Who knows, right? So this is where that workflow becomes simple, less decisions. So a day in your new workflow. Remember, you also can have different lines on here. You can have different fonts. These are my two fonts for my business. So this is where I design. You can have different colors, right? You can change the size. All of that becomes super simple decision-making progress, right? Nothing too much. I can add or take away any of these things. So as you go through this, I want you to really understand that the more you have, the quicker you can do this. So here we go. I'm going to create this. We're going to just duplicate another slide. All right, this is the second one. I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to add in my new information, right? Here's what making content looked like before and after. I'm going to add in the system. So this is where I'm going to show you briefly what it used to look like for me. I'm going to be honest with you, right? So I used to come in here, be like, I have an idea. What should it look like? I'm not sure. And I would pull in a picture and I'd add my logo, you know, and then I would think, okay, what does that look like? What does this look like? Now, my branding expert had said to me, oh, that's not part of your brand, you know, that's not what your colors look like, but I didn't know what else to do. And my head was constantly trying to make these decisions. So that was a big part for me, and I did not like it. I did not like the time that it took, and I definitely did not like the decision fatigue that it took for me to do these things. So we're going to come back into here. Okay, I'm going to duplicate again, and I'm going to bring in my next message, right? So before and after, when it came to Canva, the time and energy that it took, right? Before open Canva, lose an hour, still hate it. True. That was definitely me. And then after was getting it done. Again, duplicate, paste, right? And after, type a headline, pick a slide, export under 10 minutes. Look at us go. We are less than 2 minutes in. So here we go. Before Sunday Night Dread. And again, just going to do, and then we're going to duplicate. And then after getting it done, I can do these carousels. I do about 3 to 4 a week, depending on my content schedule. After carousels done, 3 of them in under 30 minutes. Boom, boom, complete. So the work does not get harder, right? That is the beauty of this. The work does not get harder. Oops, I missed a T on that one. The work did not get harder. The decisions disappeared. How amazing is that? So then we are going to put this here as that last slide, which is build with me, right? Come and build with me. Build this tool on June 24th, which of course is my workshop date. So again, what I do with these is I can put them on Instagram, I can put them on Facebook. Here's an example of my slides on Facebook, right? This is where you just get to have very similar looking, right? You can see I've got my logo, I've got my same fonts, I've got all of these different pieces that look exactly similar. So when it comes down to it, you are being consistent with your information, right? All of this becomes part of your branding and your content strategy. So that's the important piece. That's the part that I want you to remember, that no matter what we're doing, we are saving time and energy and mental capacity. So I wanted to show you that. That was under 5 minutes. I made that full carousel. I would just download it and then I'd upload it into Instagram, Facebook, stories, reels. I could make it into a video by adding some music. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So full carousel, right? That's the part that matters. That's the part that I want to show you next week, because here's the thing. This is mine. I created this for me, my branding, my fonts, my colors. I want to share with you guys how to do it yourself, how to create your own. So I had a few questions after my live last week, and I wanted to just go over them today. So the first question that I got was, I'm not techie, can I do this? And the answer is absolutely. It is so simple to put this together. And the good news is I'm teaching you. I'm showing you exactly how to do it so you don't have to worry, right? That you don't have to worry about what that would look like. So when it comes to technical, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. All right, number 2, will it work for my niche? And the answer is yes. In social media land, all right, Instagram, Facebook Reels, Instagram Stories, TikToks, those things are working for people. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you are a coach or a business owner, a brick and mortar, you sell purses, it does not matter as long as you're consistently showing up and creating. All right. Is this just a fancy template? No. Back in the day, I want to say a few years ago, everybody was selling these templates and then everything looked the same. No, yours is going to look different than mine because my business, my colors, my branding, you're going to have different setup as well. And so the template makes everything look the same from everybody else. But the tool, which is what I'm going to show you how to do, is going to make it different for you, right? That's the beauty of it. So the workshop itself, what do you walk away with? That was one of the questions I got. So you get your finished tool. You're going to create it inside and create that tool for you, with you, so that you can get started. It's not about homework. It's about tool, release, go. That's how I want you to do it. I am so tired of seeing incredible people do the learnings, but never implement. And I've seen this over and over and over again. So that is what this build session is all about, right? You are going to take it, build it, use it, not sit it on a file in your computer to never see again. Can I make it live? So if I can't make it live, is it still worthwhile? Of course, you still get the tool, you still get the directions, but of course, live means I get to build it with you. But if you are able to only come and watch the replay, that is fine too. And then the biggest question I got within this is that I told you that you can come and join the AI Identity Lab. Okay, that is the best way to get this tool masterclass for free. Otherwise, it's $97. And some people are like, you know what? I just want the tool. I just want to sit with you. I'm just going to pay the money. Amazing. If that's for you, that's incredible. If you come into the AI Identity Lab, $27 a month, $97 a month, you are going to get these workshops and challenges every single month and build upon build upon build, because that's what I do in the AI Identity Lab within the school community, because I want to make sure every single person has the tools that they need to run a successful business, to be visible online, and to really build their client base, right? Stop being the best kept secret, right? We want to get out there, we want to share. So this whole thing online, okay, it's not about content, right? We want to make sure that we are consistently showing up, right? So I work with AI, identity, visibility, bringing that together so that you are no longer taking that tax off your system when it comes to making decisions every single Sunday night at 9 p.m. when you're thinking about your content. Monday morning, oh shit, I haven't done anything yet. That's the idea. So June 24th, it's a Wednesday, 90 minutes live together. You walk away with your own carousel tool in your colors, on your branding, and now it means you can create a carousel just like I did in well under 5 minutes. So again, 2 ways in, remember, $97, you can come, sit, take the 90 minutes, build the tool, get the resources, and leave. Amazing. We love that for you. The other part is come and join the AI Identity Lab, $27 a month, $97 a month, depending on the brand, the side you want to do. It's build for free inside there. Keep everything you build and move from there. Last month we did Content Machine. Next month we are talking, different tools. It is not just another community to collect videos in. This is a build with purpose community. We are always implementing and doing. We're not sitting on the sidelines anymore. So there are 10 seats available to come build. Comment it below and I will send you the link, or grab your spot, of course, anytime. The biggest thing is AI Identity Lab. Come and join us on a monthly, or grab the standalone workshop. Either works, but we are stopping that learning and we're starting to build. And that's where we're going to go. So I will see you in the room. Have a good night.